I made this fight happen because I know Teo is one of the guys at 140. He got a big resume, big accomplishments. And I know there's going to be some doubt with people and fans when I go fight this guy. It's going to be people that really believe that this guy's going to beat me. I'm not on the level that I think I am and I say I am, so I made this fight for that reason. My competitive edge kind of kicked in when I wanted to make this fight.
Oscar De La Hoya recently shared his thoughts on what many are calling one of the most intriguing fights of the year, and his words have sent shockwaves through the boxing community.
It's gonna be a great, you know what, Teo's a hell of a fighter. I love Teo, but I love Shakur. His style is almost impossible to break, but if there's a fighter who can break it, it's Teo.
The stage is set for January 31st at the world-famous Madison Square Garden in New York, where Teofimo Lopez will defend his WBO super lightweight championship against the undefeated Shakur Stevenson. This clash represents far more than just another title defense, as Stevenson aims to capture gold in his fourth different weight class, while simultaneously proving he belongs among the elite names currently dominating the sport.
But you get what I'm saying,
How long
right?
did he have a belt for? No, you saying that I'm not fighting the best. I will fight anybody. But I'm just saying.
But not your brothers.
No, I'm not fighting somebody that I came up with.
And this is
somebody I've really been with, like on some real trenches, me and this person. I'm not. Ain't no money in the world that's gonna make me do that, bro.
all right. So like, let's say that was
But
the
I will
case,
fight
right?
you.
Let's say that was the case, and
You
then
the guy.
I ain't gonna see no unifications at 40 if he tries to take mine, cause he buddy with.
Ain't you gonna beat me?
But I'm saying,
Ain't you gonna beat me?
I'm saying it.
That's what we
This how
have.
I'm saying.
If you gonna beat me,
No,
what are we
I know what
talking
I'm
about?
gonna do. I know what I'm
So
gonna do.
you gonna erase my name?
I know what I'm
from
going to do.
This 140.
Basically, what I'm trying to let you know
Right.
is that boxing ain't gonna allow it.
But how boxing not gonna allow it?
It won't,
How?
cause now you facing me.
Oh, I'm so scared.
Let's talk about some of the current events in boxing, man. We got one of the biggest fights happening and announced already. Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez. End of this month. What you think, man? How you see that, man? Give me the expert breakdown, man.
I think that's gonna be a wonderful fight, to be real with you, but I feel like Shakur gonna pull it off. And the reason being is because of discipline. Like you look at Shakur as a whole, he don't care about getting booed. He don't care about anything like that. He care about winning.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Look, y'all looking at him, ready to watch him fight again versus Teofimo. But no matter what, who hand was raised. So I feel like Shakur gonna get that. And Teo, I ain't trying to take nothing from him. I feel like he's a great fighter as well, very athletic, very talented, and skillful as well. But I just feel like the patience of Shakur is what's gonna do it. Not necessarily anything, I won't say anything else at all, just straight up patience of Shakur. He don't mind just stealing you off on one and just moving. He don't mind.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's gonna make Teofimo more eager and overzealous. He was trying to force it.
Yeah.
So I think that's where Shakur will try to take advantage. Shakur may be on trying to be on some pressure stuff. Like you seen, yeah, you seen. So maybe he trying to prove a point as well. So it's really a toss-up, but for the most part, leaning towards Shakur.
When De La Hoya spoke with Fight Hub TV, his assessment painted a picture of two exceptional athletes on a collision course. The Hall of Fame fighter expressed genuine admiration for both competitors, but highlighted something particularly noteworthy about the challenger. Stevenson possesses a fighting approach that presents nightmarish challenges for anyone brave enough to step into the ring with him. His technical brilliance creates puzzles that most opponents simply cannot solve over 12 rounds. However, De La Hoya suggested that if anyone possesses the tools necessary to crack that code, it would be the defending champion from Brooklyn.
I love Shakur because he doesn't run. He's right there in front of you. So it's up to Teo to do something, but I think it's going to be a great fight. Great fight for boxing.
What makes this observation particularly intriguing is the contrast in how both fighters have built their reputations. Stevenson has carved out a remarkable professional journey, maintaining an unblemished record where he has barely conceded even a single round to his opponents. His most impressive performances have come against world-class opposition, including William Zepeda, Oscar Valdez, and Jamel Herring. The Newark native has developed into a craftsman whose left-handed stance, combined with an incredibly effective lead hand and masterful distance management, has frustrated everyone who has tried to dethrone him. The American technician still holds the WBC lightweight belt despite moving up in weight for this super lightweight showdown. His ability to control fights from the outside has earned him slight favoritism heading into this encounter, with odds makers recognizing his remarkable consistency and technical superiority. Stevenson plants himself in front of opponents, daring them to solve the riddle while he methodically breaks them down with precision strikes.
For the Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson fight?
Tough one. I think I will go with Stevenson. Skills-wise and just how clean he's been as of late, I think it's hard to bet against him, and that's not to take anything away from Teofimo. Great fighter, but I just think Shakur is just too clean at the moment.
Lopez brings a different kind of threat to the table. While his recent record might not show the same level of consistency that Stevenson has displayed, the Brooklyn Warrior owns the two most significant victories when comparing their respective resumes. His career-defining moments arrived when he dismantled Vasily Lomachenko in 2020, followed by his demolition of Josh Taylor 3 years later in 2023. That more recent performance earned him the WBO championship at 140 pounds and reminded everyone why he earned the nickname The Takeover. Those performances showcased Lopez at his absolute best, displaying the explosive athleticism and devastating power that makes him such a dangerous opponent on any given night. However, the champion has also delivered less impressive showings against fighters like Sandor Martin and Jermaine Ortiz, raising questions about his mental approach and consistency. This unpredictability makes him both fascinating and frustrating to analyze, as observers never quite know which version will appear on fight night.
You know, Shakur is a very talented, skillful, technique fighter.
Yeah.
You know, can't take anything away from it. However, scared to get hit. Scared to get knocked out in front of the world, scared to get touched up in front of the world.
Are you saying that off of the last fight or just
in general?
In general.
In general.
Yeah.
In general. Me and Shakur sparred before. We did 3 rounds, and it was just light work and me trying to figure out his jab. Does he have a good jab? Yeah, he does. But once you pass his jab, it's game.
Yeah.
It's food. It's lunch food. I am the best.
Other prominent voices from boxing's past and present have weighed in with their own perspectives on this compelling matchup. Former two-weight world champion Zab Judah offered a particularly bold prediction, using words like annihilation and decapitation when describing what he expects to unfold. Speaking with Mill City Boxing, the Brooklyn native suggested that Stevenson's superior skill set would completely overwhelm Lopez in a manner the champion has never experienced before.
Now, people are also saying that they're kind of discrediting Shakur's resume, saying he hasn't really fought anybody. Teofimo Lopez would be that first person. Do you feel like that could be something that, I don't know, it could be a lot closer than what people think?
I mean, listen, the fight's gonna be a lot closer than people think. We just blabbing our mouth and running off what we think our professional opinion is. These are two talented, great young fighters in here. You know what I'm saying? Teo's not gonna back down. Shakur's not gonna back down. We're gonna get an exciting 12-round fights or however long it should last. We're gonna have an exciting fight. And I'm expecting both guys to come in there and leave everything they got in that ring.
Shane Mosley, another legendary name from boxing's golden era, provided his analytical breakdown of what he expects to witness. The former pound-for-pound star who captured the WBC welterweight title with a stunning upset over De La Hoya himself at the turn of the millennium understands elite-level matchups as well as anyone. Speaking with Fight Hub TV, Mosley emphasized that the outcome would hinge entirely on which fighter successfully imposes his preferred fighting style on the other. One particularly compelling aspect Mosley raised involves what might happen if Stevenson finds himself forced to chase Lopez around the ring. The undefeated challenger might need to display different qualities than he has shown previously, potentially revealing a type of determination and aggression that audiences have not witnessed from him. The same applies to Lopez, should the fight drift into uncomfortable territory for the champion. Mosley ultimately called it a genuine 50-50 proposition, acknowledging too many unanswered questions exist to make a confident prediction.
I don't know if Shakur Stevenson is going to get slower moving up in weight or not, where Teofimo can hit him. Maybe he was really fast at 130, 26-30, maybe 35, but 40, you put on a little bit more weight. Shakur Stevenson has a very strong style where he can sit back and pot shot you and box and stuff like that, where Teofimo can also box and is very athletic and can get from side to side and can make things difficult for you as well. So what style is going to impose on the other is what we want to see.
So which style will impose? Is it something where like the first rounds really will dictate, or?
I think you're going to need a couple of rounds, but the first round is going to be very interesting. Maybe you see some tails, but I think maybe 2 or 3 you're going to start seeing one leave the other. Because I don't think that, well, maybe, I mean, Shakur might show some different, if he has to go after Teofimo, he might show some different type of heart that we haven't seen or different type of fighting we haven't seen. And vice versa, you know, whereas Teofimo's hitting him with different shots off the angle that is kind of giving, you know, Shakur Stevenson trouble. We'll see about that.
Terrence Crawford backed Stevenson strongly enough to put $10,000 on the outcome, publicly showing his confidence in Stevenson's ability to control the fight and impose his rhythm over 12 rounds. The unbeaten champion believes Stevenson's timing, defensive awareness, and ring IQ will be decisive against Lopez's explosive but inconsistent style.
Who do you got between Teo and
Come on, man, don't even ask me that question.
Teo?
You crazy.
For real? What, you want to bet?
Yeah.
Shit, how much did you get paid for that? You just got paid a lot of money for that fight, bro.
That's my little brother, man. We gonna ride today.
I think Teo's gonna win that fight.
You crazy.
Let's bet 10K on it.
Bet.
Great.
WBC super featherweight champion O'Shaquie Foster has tipped Lopez to spring an upset. Drawing on past sparring experience, Foster believes Lopez's athleticism and right-hand threat could disrupt Stevenson's usual rhythm, forcing him into unfamiliar territory. With contrasting styles and high stakes, the matchup has divided opinion heading into fight night.
You said, my opinion on him and Teo?
Yeah, do you think he beats him? Because essentially, if he beats him, I assume he would probably stay at 140 then.
Nah, styles make fights. I don't know. I don't really see. I think that's a bad style matchup for Shakur.
Really? You're like the 10th person that's told me this. I kid you not. Like, it's just because I know the obvious people will be like, Shakur's undefeated. He's a defensive fighter. Teo's kind of struggled with the boxer, but I've just talked to someone again today. Like, everyone favors kind of like Teo for some reason, just from what I've talked to. So why is that? Because you sparred Shakur, and I guess you would know better. So, I mean,
Shakur, he likes to be the most athletic guy in the ring. When he's not, he has problems. Shakur kinda, he's a right-hander fighting out of southpaw stance. So when you meet guys like that's athleticism that fight with their strong hand in the back, you're gonna have to rely on more than just your jab and the rangefinder. You know what I mean? Like, you tell me, do he got a solid left hand?
I mean, I haven't been punched.
You seen him throw it. You seen him throw it, but you've never seen him hurt or knock nobody out with it. So I just think when you meet certain guys, that's why I say the style. You meet certain guys, you're gonna have to rely on both of them things, both of them hands. You know what I mean? And I just think it's a bad style matchup for him.
Roy Jones Jr., one of the greatest fighters in boxing history across multiple weight classes, offered his tactical assessment during an interview with Fight Hype. The 4-division champion believes Lopez must abandon caution and engage in calculated risk-taking to have any chance of victory. According to Jones, staying on the outside and attempting to outbox Stevenson would prove futile, as the challenger's polished technical skills and exceptional hand speed make him virtually impossible to beat in a pure boxing match. Jones emphasized that Stevenson represents one of the most difficult puzzles in modern boxing due to his defensive mindset and elusive style. The Hall of Famer suggested Lopez must be willing to accept some incoming fire while pressing forward and taking chances, essentially gambling on his ability to land something significant. Jones framed the entire contest around which fighter demonstrates greater desire when the pressure mounts and fatigue sets in during the championship rounds.
Stylistically, man, how does Shakur beat Teo, and vice versa? Stylistically, how does Teo beat Shakur?
Stylistically, Teo got to go in and go for broke. He got to go gamble. He got to take some, get some, and that's just the only way to win. If he stays outside and boxes, Shakur gonna pick him apart. Shakur's a polished boxer with some of the best feet in the game right now. And he's a defensive-minded fighter, which is very smart. It's hard to hit him. He makes you gamble to hit him. And he's going to be a tough one to deal with. But if Teofimo is willing to gamble to beat him, then Teofimo can definitely make it a really good fight.
Ryan Garcia entered the conversation from a different angle, looking beyond the immediate matchup to identify potential future opponents who might pose even greater challenges for Stevenson. Speaking during a Ring Magazine discussion, Garcia suggested that WBO welterweight champion Devin Haney could represent the toughest stylistic puzzle for the Newark native moving forward. He stated, "I don't know if Shakur would lose to him, but I'd say the toughest matchup would be against Devin Haney. He's long, he doesn't like to engage, and he's big. I think you'd figure him out, but I think that stylistically, that's the toughest matchup for Shakur." Lamont Roach Jr., who recently made his own super lightweight debut despite being held to a controversial draw against Isaac Cruz, offered his prediction during an appearance on the Ring Champs podcast. The former WBA super featherweight champion firmly believes Stevenson wins without facing significant adversity, citing the challenger's superior ring intelligence as the deciding factor that would frustrate Lopez throughout the contest.
He a little cuckoo too, like he has like a little mental lapses every once in a while.
So who do you think wins that fight between him and Teofimo Lopez if they fight?
I think Shakur wins. And I don't think it's going to be like a super tough fight either. His IQ will frustrate him.
Don't you think Teo has also good ring IQ and also is slick, fast?
I think so, but when you look at Teo's performances against guys that are just pure boxers, it's just like he almost lost to Sandor Martin. Some people thought he lost to Sandor Martin.
He did beat Loma, who's arguably at the time considered one of the best in the world.
He did, and that was a hell of a performance too. A hell of a performance too. So yeah, I mean, I think he's hit or miss. You got to think he got stuff. He a little cuckoo too. Like he has like a little mental lapses every once in a while. Look at the Kambosos fight. Like that's a fight that people would never expect Kambosos to win. And he won a grueling match against him as well. So I just, I don't know. I don't think he can get it done against Shakur when it comes to like, cause it's gonna be just a skill match. I don't think he's gonna try to rough.
Paulie Malignaggi, the former two-weight world champion who has transitioned into respected punditry, provided perhaps the most nuanced breakdown of all. Speaking with Fight Hype, the 45-year-old Magic Man acknowledged the incredible difficulty in predicting this outcome, while leaning slightly towards Stevenson based on his overall body of work and consistency. However, Malignaggi issued an important caveat regarding Lopez's tendency to perform at his absolute best when facing the greatest adversity. The champion has historically delivered his most brilliant performances when doubters emerge and expectations run lowest, while struggling in fights where victory seems assured beforehand. This psychological component makes Lopez exceptionally dangerous heading into a contest where many have installed him as the underdog.
You want to give Shakur the edge, I do, but Teo is not something to play with because when he's got his back to the wall, he becomes the most difficult guy to deal with, you know? And he's got his best performances when people count him out. And then when people feel like he's going to win easily, he's got his worst performances. So this is one of those times where Teo could make it really, really interesting. Shakur, for me, is a possible pound-for-pound #1 at one time. But if there's a guy who could be a threat to him, it is Teo because Teo has that little bit of difference-making ability.
Is it a 60-40 fight? Is it still close?
I mean, it's probably 60-40, maybe even higher, but that's a live 30 and 40 by Teofimo because, again, the way he shows up is very, very difficult and tricky.
But it's very rare for a fighter to fight in their prime nowadays. They're both, 28 years old. They're fighting in their prime.
Yeah.
You got to give a lot of respect to both of them, right?
Yeah, you do. And that's the problem. You don't see a lot of fights happening in the guys' primes. They milk the money and stuff like that. That's why I give these two guys credit.
Andre Ward, the retired two-weight world champion widely regarded as one of the most cerebral fighters of his generation, delivered an extensive breakdown during an appearance on All the Smoke Fight. Ward emphasized his respect for both athletes, noting that each man enters fully aware of the legitimate challenge awaiting them at Madison Square Garden. The former pound-for-pound king drew a compelling distinction between how these fighters operate once the opening bell sounds. Ward compared Stevenson to an artist standing before a blank canvas. possessing the intelligence, experience, athleticism, and skill set necessary to create any masterpiece he envisions. This creative freedom allows the undefeated southpaw to adapt on the fly and solve problems in real time without constraint.
Teo knows it's going to be a real fight. Shakur knows it's going to be a real fight. And I look at Shakur like a fighter who has a blank canvas. He's got the IQ, he got the experience, and the athleticism, and the skill set where he can paint any type of picture he wants to on a blank canvas. When I look at Teofimo Lopez, he's almost that. He has a blank canvas, but he needs an outline on what to draw and what to paint inside the line. Now, every now and again, he'll go away from the outline that he has and he'll do something dope and you'll be like, oh, that was cool. That wasn't on the outline right there. But I don't think that he can create on the fly like a Shakur Stevenson. But what he does bring to the table and what Shakur does have to deal with is explosive power, quick twitch, muscles, and the type of punches that he likes to throw. And Teo doesn't have the foot game that Shakur has, but he's got a decent foot game. So Shakur has a lot to deal with as well. But I just think that when it comes to creating on the fly, making adjustments on the fly, Teofimo Lopez looks like the better boxer when he's facing an inferior fighter, an inferior boxer.
As January 31st approaches, the boxing community finds itself genuinely divided over which fighter will emerge victorious. The consensus seems to recognize this as an authentic pick'em fight where legitimate arguments exist supporting either outcome. Stevenson brings consistency, technical brilliance, and an unblemished record suggesting he has yet to meet an opponent capable of truly testing him over 12 rounds. Lopez counters with explosive athleticism, proven championship credentials against legendary opponents, and a dangerous unpredictability that makes him capable of spectacular performances when the stakes reach their highest.